Hello and welcome to part 2 of the KBR Truck Collection Backlot Wonders Tour. As you recall, we had a part 1 of this video where we took a look at some of the trucks flashing by on the screen now. And there's a lot of good internationals and KBs and a couple Macs and even an auto car in there. So we're going to pick up with part 2 here. It's the same style as the previous video. We had to do some editing here because the wind noise was just really bad. But I think it works out at the end. A couple of you commented that you at least liked the way this format worked, and I didn't really get any negative comments about it, so we might as well continue along and not tamper with success. So, without further ado, here is part 2 of the KBR Truck Collection Backlot Wonders. Alright, jumping right into it, we start off with yet another international. This was a very weird looking truck. Single axle, large square box. Out back was a modified cab that was very modern looking, very angular. It reminded me of something you would see like on a crane or an airplane de-icing type truck. It really didn't fit the style. I wish I knew more about this truck, but didn't take a close enough look, so maybe that's something for a future visit. Moving back down the line, we get into another set of KBs. One was really nice. That orange one was a tandem axle. Very cool truck for the time. Yet another R series and a few more KBs. This dump truck really was one of my more favorite KBs because it was mostly intact and really had that cool rusted look about it. Next to it is a white 4000. Those were introduced in the mid 50s and ran through the 60s, getting a redesign in 66, gas or diesel powered. Next to it is a white WC, the classic style. We have a truck here that there ain't much left except the steering column. Moving on to yet another mid-60s International and yet another R-Series dump truck. Next to that you got your square body Chevy or GMC, guess it really does make a difference type truck, and an old Ford tanker. Pretty cool looking stuff all the way around. Alright, so we flip over to the next side here, and the sun's going to fight us a little. It's directly in the camera lens, but that's okay because we got some really cool trucks that just need to be pointed out. So as you see, we got a pair of, I believe they are S-Series. They're early, the original S-Series, I suppose. But next to it is one of the true trucks that should get anybody's attention. Okay, so what we have here is an International LD300. This was a West Coast truck, so to see it out here in the East is nothing short of a treat. But this would be considered a heavy haul truck. This would have been produced in International's California plant, the Emeryville plant. And this is a massive chunk of an engine we're looking at here is an HRBB. It's a Cummins split manifold from the best that I can understand. And under a heavy load with some type of straight pipe, I'm sure this truck could have barked with the best of them back in the day. But this is just a really cool example of what would have been, the Pete's of the day, the big 359s that everyone loves to run. Moving down the row, we get back to another local truck for me in the form of this old Brockway from what at the time was called the Central Asphalt Company, and it now goes by the name of Suitcoat. They are a massive player up here in the New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Jersey type region for paving roads. Really sharp outfit, run their own fleet of trucks, take really good care of them. It's really just interesting to see that this old truck still exists. They were a big user of Brockway trucks, considering that they're based right in the same part of the country, the Cortland, New York area, as the Brockway Husky was. Okay, so we're going to be going by a few more KB pickup trucks, quite a row of them actually, and decent shape, all things considered. We need parts anyways. I got a couple more S-Series International pickups, and then the later, they just went through some type of numerical numbering system for these. Don't really remember 1300, 1600. Well, would you take a look at that? Another row of KBs. That's good for me, and I hope it's good for you because I really don't get tired of looking at these trucks regardless of the condition, shape, or size. There's just so many cool details to take in. on these old rigs, and sort of gives you an idea of where styling and design was at the times, and it makes you wonder where we went wrong. So moving on to the stars of what I consider to be this row of awesome trucks is this pair of KBR plow trucks. These were the heavy variants of the KB line and were introduced sometime shortly after World War II. Most likely these are some type of like 46 to 49 in their age span, but they ride on heavy rubber. They had larger displacement engines. As you can see, the metalwork changed up front. They became sort of a flat nose instead of the pointed or rounded KB fixtures. But these are plow trucks of the 40s, when back then you didn't plow during the storms constantly. You sort of waited till the end and then you cleared your way out. So these two trucks are how they were done and how it was done in the old days, and it'd be really cool to see one of them sort of restored and brought back to life a tad. I mean, this one here has the wing and the front blade, and just really interesting trucks through and through. Now moving down the road, we're getting to some off models here with Chevys and Dodges, and another Comfort Vision cab sitting on a pickup chassis. This one has the split window out back, indicating that this is a mid-50s back to the beginning. As I've noted before, the split windows were definitely on the L's and a lot of the R's. This one here, pointing out the bed has the international stamping up towards the front of it, which also shows it's an older model truck. That was a feature that disappeared in the later years. So as we continue to look at this international pickup, it's interesting when I go back through and narrate it, because I apparently was really excited about this truck for one reason or the other, and I can't imagine why at this point in time. But all my guesses before of it being an L or an R throw out the window as we look at that front clip, which is clearly an S-style clip. That really doesn't jive with the age of the cab that's on there, according to the split windows, but when it comes to internationals, because they use that Comfort Vision cab for so long, it's very easy as the years went on that if you needed a cab, you could pull from an L or an R and just slap things together. They all fit. Or I'm completely wrong and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Either one is a valid choice. So we're getting down here to the final trucks. Got a lot of L&R series type R190s, most likely is what these are. And that's going to pretty much wrap up this video here. I hope you've enjoyed the series, and I want to give a thanks out to the KBR family that allows so many of us truck fans to come up to their property and take a look around and just really be amazed by this collection. It's a wonderful thing that they do for us, and we appreciate it deeply. So hope you like what you've seen. If you have any questions or comments, please subscribe and let me know below. Thank you.